It's like you've spoken, Dr. Desola has spoken. I'm like, what is left for me to say? You guys have said everything. So I'm just going to quickly show my PowerPoint. Do I have the right to share?
Yes, you do.
Okay. Mm. I think I've shared the wrong thing. Just give me one sec.
No problem. Whilst you're getting your presentation to share, I'll just go through some of the chats. So please feel free. Once I
Okay.
see your screen, I'll just pause. Um,
Okay.
so we've had let's see. Yes, MB Wilson said even with the UK degree, you still need connections to have a work in Nigeria. So again, all about the network. So really, even whilst you're here, stay connected. Stay connected. Like Dr. Desola said, you use your LinkedIn platform very well. So I'll pause now. Over to you, Coach Sonia.
Thank you very much. So thank you so much, Dr. Alo, for having me today. This is one of the topics that I'm so passionate about. So when you came calling, I was delighted that you did. So thank you so much. And thank you everyone for joining us today. So I'm just going to, my agenda today is to focus on these 4 M's, which is the mission, value, and values. Mission, vision, and values, then mental health and emotional well-being, money management, and make an impact with your skills. So those are the 4 things I want to cover today. I like to use things that are memorable so that when you leave, you'll be able to remember what has been said. So first, you've talked about, are you okay in the UK? I found that sometimes from what I'm going to share today, it's going to be based on my experience and also from my professional side of things. So I hope this resonates with you. The first thing is I've noticed one thing when people leave Nigeria because of this Jackpot syndrome. Sometimes it's just like I've escaped. That's the mentality some people do have. And over time, you realize that Dr. Desola said that people become complacent. I think they just want to breathe after leaving such a tough place sometimes. But one thing I want you to know that in order for you to be okay in the UK, please never forget your mission, your values, and your vision. Those are like your sat nav that will guide you on the decisions to make, on the lifestyle that you live, on the people to hang around with, on the people to associate with, on the jobs to take, and for you to be able to determine the seasons of your life. My story might be different from the other stories that have been shared because I'm a woman. And as a woman, we take a break sometimes where you have children and you take career break. So there are different transitions that has happened in my life as a result of getting married, as a result of having children, as a result of my children going through different stages in life. So for example, I have a teenage daughter and I have 2 in secondary school, one still in primary school. There's a lot of gap in my children. So as a result of that, I've had to make different changes at different times. But however, my mission, my vision, and my values have been able to guide me in order for me to know when to take a break, in order for me to know I don't believe in work-life balance. I believe in work-life integration because I believe that at different points, different things will take priorities in your life. And don't feel guilty about it. Have compassion. Go back to your mission. Now, having said this, when you have a mission, what is your reason of coming to the UK? Is it just to escape Nigeria? Is that it? Not that you have escaped. What next? You need to be able to think about that. When I came 19 years ago for studies after Uniben strike for 1 year, and other mini strikes going along, I knew that I was here to study. But another thing that I knew that I wanted to settle here because I love the lifestyle here. I just wanted to settle, and my parents were absolutely happy about that. So what that means is that that guide me on my immigration, on how to move from one stage to another. That guide me on the choices that I made. So my mission was for me to further my education, was for me to settle here in life. That's what I wanted. Obviously, I'll be going up to visit, but I just wanted to settle here. That was my mission. And also, I knew that my kind of person, I knew I wanted to make impact. So that kind of guide the choices that I made. So, what is your mission here? For you to be okay in the UK, what is your mission? I've had people tell me I made this decision because of the people I was hanging around with. This is what they said. This is what they said. If you come here and you allow other people's mission become your mission, you are going to be misdirected. And sooner rather than later, you ask yourself, what am I living for? So you need to have that clear mission. I love the verse that Dr. Desola made. That's one of my favorites. Habakkuk 2:2. So write the vision down so that those that run with it, they will know. I came here as a single, and my mission was able to guide me to be able to choose the right life partner. Imagine you want to live here and your life partner wants to live in Nigeria, wants to finish his education or finish whatever he came here to do and go back. So what that means is that when you're choosing a partner, you're like, oh, I love him, I love him. Yes, love sometimes is not enough. So when you make those decisions and you go and choose the person that your vision and his vision are different, it's going to be trouble. You choose a job because, oh, all the people that you know, they are doing ed job and you start doing ed job. You came here for MBA. What's your business with ed job? Having said that, there are times that I did certain job because I needed to pay the bills. But don't get me wrong, those were never my full-time job. I would do it part-time to be able to pay the bills. But you see that my career, I will always be doing something that will help me. So that when my CV come, there are certain jobs that I've done in the UK, they cannot enter my CV. But there will not be a gap because you know why? I was doing what is related to my career as a part-time. It's either I was doing it as a paid job, I was doing it as a volunteer position. Now you might say, I need the money. Yes, we all need the pounds. But volunteering 1 hour a day, when you write it in your CV, were you volunteering there? Yes or no? Yes, you were. Nobody's going to say, is it 30 minutes or is it 1 hour? That will cover those gaps for you. There are certain things that you must give your time to. You look beyond the money. I always tell people when you're doing a job in the UK, is either they are paying you, you are gaining experience, you are building your network. Either way, you are getting paid. Your references, they will give you references. So those jobs that you feel does not befit your reference, your career, will be paying the bills. But the other one, you're volunteering, will cover the gaps. So that when it's time for you to get a position, they said, you know what they talk about preparation and opportunity meeting? Success is inevitable. So please, escaping is not a mission. You are here now. What is your mission? That will mind the people that you associate with. Your values is very key. UK, in short, the global world right now is so filled with so many things that you will lose yourself. You will put different doctrines in your life. You will not even realize it. You become the Joneses because people are snapping pictures to look all right. You will join them. You want to be living the lifestyle that you know you cannot afford. Please, your values, it will guide you. What are your values? My spirituality is one of my key values. My family is one of my key values. Helping people, as in being kind to people, is one of my key values. So when I'm not in alignment with my values, I start feeling very, very uncomfortable and I have to take inventory and know when to retreat. So when you are in the UK, please, these things, they are your foundation, they are your bedrock. What are your values? What can you do and what can you not do? I remember when we came there as a student, there were people living the flashy lifestyle, buying cars. I was wondering, how are these people doing these things? But later, they got arrested. They were doing credit card fraud. That's what they were doing. They lost their values. They wanted to show off to people back home. They lost their values. They will go and apply for a job in post office. They have access to people's letters and they will fill it and check for those that have credit card. They will steal it and use it. And over time, changes begin to apply that you will not be able to use those things. But they made loads of fraudulent things. Some of them were deported. So your values, what are your values? You are came here with a family. What are your values? Your family values. Not just tell them, we don't steal in our family. We don't tell lies. No. Print it out. Put it on the wall in your home. Tell me, people that work here, right? Do you not know your values for your companies that you work with? Ask your children the values of their schools. They indoctrinate them. They understand. They know. Your family values, why will it be an exception? Let your children know your family values. People come here to go, abroad has changed my child. Abroad did not change your child. You did not invest enough. Why will abroad win your own impact? So please, your values, drive it into your children. Model it for them to see. If you are single, you need values as well for yourself. Your vision. What is your vision? You heard what Dr. Deshola said. He said he and his friend, they knew they wanted to do this. They knew that guided everything that they did. You know, even though he thought the guy was loud at first, he said, but later he was like, this guy is solid. Let me just follow him. So what is your vision? My vision guided me when I was about to graduate. I went to meet my lecturer. I wanted to teach. I wanted to do this. And she was like, okay, you need to do this program, join this program. And I joined the program and I gained experience. So by the time I started applying to schools, I already have experience before I graduated. So it was easy. You see, your vision, those are your sat nav. They'll be guiding you bit by bit. So please, let's not take this for granted. Then the next one is, I think I'm going too fast. On my agenda today is the emotional well-being. I've done that. But before we even talk about that, let's quickly check statistics. You know, according in 2023, the mental health and well-being says most cost of things is anxiety 60%. It said individuals experiencing at least mild symptoms of anxiety, stress 76%, depression 56%. One thing I've noticed working as a counselor now is that we Blacks, we do not know how to use counseling. I've had sessions with people that will come for counseling. They're like, hey, this happened to me. What do you want me to do? I'm not an advisor. All the things that you need are inside of you. You just need a little bit of support here and there. Processing your emotions, processing your thoughts, your decision, your choices, and you'll be able to sort yourself out. But look at this. People come here, they focus on the pounds. They work ridiculous hours because of the pounds. And sometimes this money is for us to send back home to pay for one thing or the other. But at the end of the day, this money that you make, when your mental health deteriorates, because you are so circled around people that you are feeding, and there is nobody there to pull you up, you realize that everybody's sink together. Your mental health is key. Pants will come, but please, if you have a job that is making you anxious, you are living a life because you cannot balance and manage your time. There are times where I shut down things because I am my own priority. If I don't look after me, if my cup is not full, I cannot pour out to give to you, even if I want to. So I need to be full. So if you like, you say, I'm selfish, sometimes you have to be selfish for you to get your sanity. Sometimes you have to let people know you don't just bring expenses on me. You need to let me know. If they know if I call auntie, call uncle, they will just drop the money. They will keep doing that to you. Boundaries is needed for your mental health sometimes. Looking after your mental health is not like, oh, I went for spa. It's much more than that. Your time management is so important. The amount of stress, the demand you allow people to have access in your life is so important. The things that you commit yourself to is so important. You don't have to be in all Owambe. For people that don't know Owambe parties, it's not all invitation that you get, you have to appear. Sometimes just drop a gift and just go. Send a lovely message or let your message speak for you. Sometimes show up, but your time, then you leave. So a lot of things affect our mental health and our well-being. Long hours, too many commitments, wanting to be like the Joneses. You just came into the UK, you saw someone riding 4x4 and they are living well. You want to be like them. How is it possible? These people have paid their dues. You can't measure up with them. Be realistic. If you have to go into different shop that is up to your, what will I call it now, your financial budget, it's okay. As long as you look tidy, you look well put together, nobody is going to know if you're wearing branded or not branded. Nobody's going to know what you're going through. Just be happy with yourself. Sometimes we allow money, just take care of things and destabilize us unnecessarily. I've seen people, they just arrive. Every time the things that they do, they're one party after the other. They want to know people. That is not networking. It's not networking, I'm sorry. Where you have to buy things and spend money unnecessarily that you don't have is not networking. Networking is when you are connecting with people of purpose. Is meaningful connection. Going from one party to another that does not name it ceremony, this, that does not have any alignment with your purpose is not. So how do we solve all it? Because if I should go into that, it's too elaborate, but I need to work within the time I have been scheduled. Please, if you are experiencing stress, heart palpitation, depression, signs of depression, where you're feeling low, you don't know the reason why you're feeling low. If you are located a counselor in the community, please don't go to them thinking they are going to solve your problem. They are not advisors. They are people that will help you process your emotions. I notice that people, after a few sessions, they switch off. They don't want to come back. If you have opportunity for counseling, use it wisely. Take action. Take notice of your emotions. There are certain people that are around you that drain you. If you take notice of that, minimize your contact with them. There are certain discussions that upset you, that trigger you. Stay away from it. Find a way to deal with it. There are certain things that you do that you know is not in alignment with your value. Find a way to regulate that. But take notice of how you feel in the inside, not just how you look in the outside. Take notice of the things that stimulate you, of the things that drain you. Be active. It's not everywhere you drive to. I walk most of the time with my legs, and I only drive when I am going to drop my children in school because I kind of walk local. So that works fine for me. So be active. Take time out in the fresh air because sometimes UK is so isolated where you don't even know your neighbors. But if you are able to go out, you can say hi to them, hello from hello, hi. Christmas time, you can even send them a card, just drop it through their letterbox. And if they don't know your name, just write your ass number. So be active, go out, take fresh air. Those days that you are free, you are off. It's not the time for you to take extra shift. Just takes time to unwind a little bit. Go out for a walk, notice things around you, take fresh air. Then the next one is connect. Connect with people in the community, volunteer, even if it's 1 hour of your time. It will help you to integrate in the community. It will help you to get to know people. If you feel, okay, I don't know the communities in my where I live, what about your children's school? Volunteer to read with those children. All they need to do is to check your CRB or DPS, they call it now. Try ways to connect in your church, in your mosque, in different places. Connect. Go to the town center in your councils, find where to connect. There are different support group that will help you so that you have at least someone to talk to. Because sometimes just saying on your own, having all those ideas, you have no one to talk to, you can feel a bit of disconnect and it can be so uncomfortable. We Nigerians, we love people. We love to integrate with people. So if that is missing in your life, find ways to connect, you know, then keep learning and learning and learning. The world is a global village right now. Learn about the place where you're living, the cultural differences. There are some people that we believe that when you look into people's eye, they just feel you're a bit disrespectful. But The British people, if you don't give them eye contact, you are looking away, they feel you are acting a bit suspicious. So learn the cultural differences. The food, experiment with food. But the previous speaker said he dedicated time to learn new cuisine. Like me, I experiment. Asian food, I can make. Chinese, I can make. Right? Spanish food, I can make them. Risotto, paella, Italians. That is my way of learning different culture. I know I am not in these countries, but it just helped me to learn about different cultures. So learn all these things and getting the material is so easy now because these superstores, as that Morrison's and the rest of them, they have different hire for it. So find a way to keep learning. Learn new languages, learn new food, learn new dance steps, learn new music, learn about new cultures, learn about your children's school, learn about the activities that are going around in your community, learn about things in your workplace, the most agile way to deliver your work, that you do it within time. So just keep learning. And another tip again, the more you learn, the younger you look. So keep learning. Give. I've talked about giving your time, giving your knowledge. I often organize webinars and things. Sometimes we come from Nigeria, I would think, oh yeah, we're in the UK now, so I just want to study or I just want to work. We are loaded with skills. We Africans, we are loaded with skills. I have a friend who started just the baby sling carrier in the UK, Joy and Joe baby carriers. And what she's done, she used her to tie wrapper. She was carrying a daughter wrapper on her back. And her friends, her white friend, they loved it. How do you do this? Because when you do that, you can do other things. And then she started making it. And now her business is big, just making baby slings, right? So that's the skill. So there are so many skills, even the plaiting of hair. I have someone that have a foundation here. She uses plaiting of hair to raise money, to support people. Even our cooking, our cuisines, they love it. So find the skills, give those resources, teach people how to use it. Sometimes you can even make money out of it if you are able to brand yourself well. So you see, there are so many things that can help us promote our emotional well-being. So remember, I will say this again, tag G, that's what I call it. Take notice of the way you feel, take notice of the people that you surround yourself with, then be active, connect, keep learning, and give. If there's anything you must take away from here, please do that. Take that away today because your emotional well-being is very important for you to feel good. Right, money management. I've noticed that a lot of people, once they start making loads of money, their bills will start increasing, their unnecessary expenses. That's when they want this, they want that gadget, they want this. Please, if you are making money in the UK, like Dr. Allo said, you need to make sure that 80-20 rule is very important. Even me that is speaking, I've made that mistake where, oh yeah, I'm earning well now. We don't need to do budget again. But believe me, I paid for it dearly. So if you don't budget, even when your money is increasing, keep budgeting. Keep budgeting. Don't increase your expenses because you are earning more. Instead, find a way to just live within that means. There's nothing wrong with you saving more. Keep budgeting and keep budgeting no matter how much you are earning. Money management is so keen. And another thing again, the credits access to credit is so easy in the UK, but it's a very, very easy way to also get into debts. And then you start having stress, start having heart palpitations. So please find a way to always manage your money. When you came in, if you were managing your money well and you were able to save, now you are earning more, please keep on managing. Keep that strategy. That is your financial success strategy. Keep using it over and over again and even pass it to your children. Then my last one is making impact with your skills. I've said this before, don't trivialize your skills. Don't trivialize your skills. Your skills are valid even in the workplace. I've been in the workplace where I've been able to teach people how to crochet. That was my club. I showed people how to bake, how to decorate cakes. different things that I've learned, and they absolutely love it. I became like the celebrity. Ah, Sonia, you know how to crochet. Can you show me? You know how to bake. Can you show me? I'm sharing recipes. I'm taking recipes. Your skills. The fact that you are here doesn't mean your skills. I'm telling you, your skills will pave way for you. Your skills when you're volunteering, you can even incorporate that into a place, a support system that is already existing. I have got jobs from volunteering. And the jobs, I did not even get any interview. I was recommended because over time when I was volunteering in that place, they've seen my skills. There was no need to interview. They just said, you've been highly recommended and we're offering you this position. So you see, when you think that 1 hour that you are given in that place, you think you're wasting your time. People feel you're wasting your time. No, you're not. When you need references, if they cannot offer you the job, they will give you UK experience is dynamite. UK experience is gold, is money. So please, let's take this into consideration. Remember your skills. Never you trivialize your skills. Your skills are valid everywhere you go. So finally, just remember, no experience is wasted. Everything in life is happening to grow you up, to fill you up, and to help you become more of who you were created to be. Don't trivialize any of your experience. I've washed plate in this country. I've washed plate in this country. That was when I just came. I was trying to get UK experience through agencies. But those things when they talk about, okay, what have you done for cultural integration? I will bring all those skills that I used those days. I will bring them and I'll make it relatable in any interview. And they always like laugh. I've had an interview where people, their faces were so strong. By the time I finish my story, they're like, how do you bring cultural integration? It's one of our values. And I told them, I used to work in a place where we have to do bring and share, and I brought my jollof rice. What is jollof rice? And I started explaining it to them and how we're able to swap recipe at the end. That is cultural integration. People that their face were so hard, like poker face, started laughing. Oh, I might have to taste that your jollof rice and stuff like that. You know, your experience, everything is valid. But please, whilst you're trying to pay the bills, volunteer or look for ways to have a side job that will be linked to your career that you're eyeing, the career that you want to be your finish point. I just hope I've been able to impart you guys today. That is my financial slide. This is my contact if you want to follow me on Instagram or LinkedIn or Facebook and YouTube. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying put. I hope I've not overshoot my time, Dr. Alo. I'll yield the mic to you.
Do you know everyone has just stayed put because we have thoroughly enjoyed your session. Thank you so much. I think MB Wilson speaks for a lot of us when she said, I'm glad I attended this meeting. Wow. Wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, when you were talking about no experience is wasted, I know of someone who was an usher in his church, and whilst looking for a job, put the job role down as a financial secretary because he would count the money and help, collect the offering at the end. And he put it down as financial secretary. So, like you said, no experience is wasted. This is someone who was an usher in the church.
That's Arnold. Let me just jump in here. You know, you
Yes,
talk about mothers. Do you
yes.
know that mothers, we are
Managers.
managers? Let me
Absolutely.
tell you, when people say I've been at home, I took time off, I've not been doing anything, please don't say that. Just
Hmm.
put it there. Home manager. That was your title. And you
Yes.
break it down the things that you did. The
Mm,
children's activity, you organized it, right?
yeah.
Their breakfast club or maybe their dinner money and things like that. You did it. Their laundry, you did it. Break it down and add it to your CV. Let there not be any career break. Because you see, if I'm the one that is looking for that kind of person, that is you using your initiative. That's you forward thinking. I would be interested to want to speak to you because I want to know more. You seeing yourself as a mother, but as a home manager. And you put that there from when you went on your maternity leave to when you finished. That is, it suffice. You're organizing things. So please don't
Yes.
trivialize any of your time. Just
Mm,
put it there and make
mm.
sure you break it down, make it look, in a formal way.
Yes. So it's about the packaging as well of that experience. But
Yeah.
honestly, the fact that no experience is wasted, I think that is so valuable, so valuable. And now we're going to go to a time of bantering. And we really, really want, I mean, for the fact that most people have stayed put this long speaks volumes. I'm so thankful to know that you're getting value from this banter. So now is the time for us to ask questions. I'm going to start with a question, but my hope is that whilst I'm asking the first question, I start seeing hands coming up and people wanting to unmute or questions coming through in the chat box, in the chat room. I'm going to be reading the chat. So I just want to kick off from your conversation, Coach Sonia, and I'll come to you, Dr. Adesola. So, you know how we've just said no experience is wasted, but there are people who I'm not necessarily having an amazing experience of life in the UK. I'm not quite sure. Okay, so this experience, maybe being a mother or maybe being single, they don't really have a job. Maybe their personality is an introverted personality. They've struggled. They don't even have the confidence. They feel, oh, my accent sounds a particular way. Would they? What will I even say to this person? They're really struggling with the integration, and it's taking a toll on them. I know you shared some tips earlier, particularly with regards to burnout. Can you help some more, shed some more light on what people who are really struggling to integrate can do and not necessarily thinking, oh, I'm just a student. What is the experience I'm having? Or I'm just looking after a baby. What really is this experience I'm having?
If you're really struggling to integrate and you're looking at your personality, you're an introvert. It doesn't matter your personality. There are things that you love. You can start from there. Because one thing I've noticed, it doesn't matter your personality. When you're doing the things that you love, you shine. You just naturally shine, right? So I'm married to someone that is very, very quiet. He's a computer geek. That's what I'll call my husband. He loves his computer. But when my husband is doing that his computer, get him to teach people. That shyness, that quiet, that introvert disappears and he's in his element. He's talking about it. He's not looking at your face. He's just focused on his stuff. So if you are really struggling, you're an introvert, find the things that you love to do and volunteer in that aspect and start with that. Now, in terms of accent, in terms of English and stuff like that, that's not a problem as long as you are able to communicate. I work with people that English is not their first language. The barrier about that is that when you keep hiding yourself, you're never going to get better. But the more you speak to people, your English will get better over time. Have you not noticed that people, when they start school, they can speak English? Before the end of that term, their English picks up because they are interacting, they are conversing with people. And then you are learning, you begin to mirror people, right? That's how we learn. You can't learn in isolation just by hiding away. So you're gonna have to get yourself out there. I wish there was other ways that you can do it, but you're gonna have to get yourself out there. There must be something that you love. And then in your comfort zone, when I make comfort zone, if you are maybe into the religious side of things in your church, in your mosque, then you can start from there as well, because that might be a comfort zone for you. You can start from there. Then for someone that is a mother, you going to a mother group is another one for you to start. Fathers, they have fathers group now, you can start from there as well. So no matter how shy you are, when you are sharing ideas about your children, about family, you see you will come out. Because then, irrespective of how you speak or not, you have one or two experiences that you can contribute, that you can share. So one thing that I know unite people a lot is their passion. People, when you're in the midst of people that have similar passion as you, they will get you talking. There's something that will urge you to talk. Then if you're married, family, wife, husband, children, things like that, then your career is another one again. Then food is another good one. It doesn't matter where you speak. When you bring food, you have a way. We speak the same language. Music is another one again. Music is like a universal language. There's some music they'll play. It's not my language, but it will just help me. So find the things, I would say SWOT yourself. SWOT means know your strength, know your weakness, opportunities, and your threat. So whilst I'm not saying run away from your threat. I'm saying when you focus on your strength, you will become the star at that moment, and it will create opportunities for you. So please don't focus on the things that you cannot do. If you know you are shy, now is not the time for you to be the person that will be ushering people in. You can be in the department that is helping to set the chairs before everybody come in. So whilst you're just setting the chairs with other people, you are conversing with them, you're talking to them, you're getting to know people. So start from a place of strength. So important.
Wow, that was loaded. Thank you so, so much. Dr. Desola, I'm going to come to you now. In fact, when Coach Sonia was talking about fathers groups, there was a picture of you with your daughter on your back and you were lecturing. I was like, wow. But I want to kick off from this distinction gang that QJ put um, on the group, sorry, on the on the chats, in the chat room, when you talked about your friend who is now working. I mean, you both finished with a distinction at your master for your masters, and you're both now working with the World Bank. And again, in tandem with what Coach Sonia was saying about making meaningful connections. I said earlier that how long does it take to break even? You seem to have either with your meaningful connections or your skill set, the fact that you were doing a PhD, really leveraged on time faster than probably other people um, have done. So can you speak to that first question and connect it with your meaningful connections that were made?
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Allo. So in terms of breaking even, I think is a very interesting question. And I think it depends, it's very different for different people. And it depends on a lot of factors. I'm just giving an economist's answer, but let me break it down. So for me, I would say I broke even in the UK, I would say in about 3 years. I broke even, I think in 2020, that's when I really, really broke even. And after that, I began to make profits, if you mean. And there are many factors that contributed to that. I am a solid believer in the law of association. Like someone put in the chat, iron sharpens iron. I cannot emphasize it enough, the law of association. So me, I screen friends. Like I told you, I have just 2 friends. I have a lot of acquaintances, but friends who we fellowship together just to. Because for me, I am an ambitious person by nature. And so if I meet somebody, I try to assess, okay, is this person ambitious as well? Would we be able to push each other? My first job I got in the UK. So I came to the UK on scholarship for my PhD, but it was like tuition only. So I was ready to, Miss Sonia said, wash plate. I was ready to wash plate or flip burgers, And my friend told me about this opportunity at UCL. So he did this PhD at UCL. That look, school is starting next week. Somebody that a teaching fellow that's supposed to start to this person this week, for some reason, they've left the UK. The university is desperate. They need somebody. Are you in? I sent in my CV. I did that job, no interview. No, I came to the UK on Friday. By Monday morning, I was in Euston Square teaching first-year students at University College London. Right? And one was because of this friend, but 2 was because of my networks. I had networks in these places. And so that was my first gig. And I never had an interview in UCL. I taught there for 4 years. Never. And I taught there for 4 years, right? And it was just because of this my networks. So in terms of recommendation, breaking even, I am an ambitious person. I apply a lot. And this my networks. They push me. The way I push them too. They push me. If they see opportunities that can be relevant to me, they send it my way. If I see opportunities that can be relevant to them, I send that way. You have to apply for this job. So in 2020 was when I finally broke even because of the pandemic, actually. Because of the pandemic, I was making a lot of savings because I was working my full 20 hours. My wife was working full time, but we were barely surviving. By the time you pay your rent, you pay nursery fees, there's nothing left. I remember days where I look at my account, zero. I literally took screenshots, nothing. but we'll have, Valentine's Day, boy, I'll just buy card and flower for my wife, manage this. This is all I can afford. I did not eat out until after 3 years in the UK. We are going to Costco, or we are going to, because I could not afford it. But after we broke even, many things, and apart from just doing jobs, I did some also odd jobs. I used to, because my own skill is I'm kind of an academic, so I used to help people with projects. Like, okay, let's think about this project, and I get paid for it. So those are some of the ways. But if you take anything from here, take what's the word? Take the law of association and networks. I'll leave you to one final story. No, two stories. Sorry, I like telling stories. I think stories are relatable. So my first job at the World Bank was through networks, right? So during the pandemic, I joined this group that used to talk about migration, and then I attended the meeting maybe once or twice. And then they sent an email that, the World Bank is looking for a specialist in migration, blah, 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 blah. And because I was part of that network, I had that information, and then I applied. Because when I saw the job description, I was like, this is me. This is literally me. And I was invited to the interview. And when they asked me why, I told them, look, this is me. And I got the job. After that job, it was a project-based job. After that job, I told my managers, because I did well. And again, this is the next thing I'm going to add. Whatever your hands find to do it well. You don't know who's watching, right? From that one job, I told my manager, okay, I think I enjoyed this project. Also, I want to work at the bank. So they had another project. She recommended me to someone else. And the person just said, okay, this person really, really recommended you. We spoke for 15 minutes. Can you start on Monday? I'm like, wow. And that's how I've been getting my connections at the bank. So this is my current job at University of Reading. Let me bust your mind. I did not interview for it. I did not apply for it. When I was rounding up my PhD, my HOD came and said, look, we have this position. We think you're an excellent fit. Would you take it? I'm like, shady, why me? And so all of that comes from, whatever your hands find to do it very well, one. But two, the law of networks. Even if they're not your personal space. LinkedIn, I got a job from LinkedIn. People I would never meet in real life, but on LinkedIn, they're just one click away, right? So that's it. Thank you.
Wow. Loaded, loaded again. Because really, it's a lot of investment that goes into migration. Whichever route anyone takes, it's a lot of investment. And like any investment, you want a return on your investment, right? And I think yours is quite a success story of 3 years. And it's no surprises, because if before you even landed in the UK, you were already working your networks and you were able to start a teaching role, and you just kept leveraging on your networks and your skill set. I think that you also worked your skill set really well. You know, amazing inspiration. Talking about law of association, we have our Brains and Banter WhatsApp group. So someone on the team has put the link to join the group. So please join the group. There's a lot of information that we share on there, lots of jobs, just information, interactions. You can even have private chats with people. If someone puts up a message that you resonate with, work your networks. We're going to be coming to a close soon, but we want to hear from the audience. So please just unmute yourself or raise your hands. We really want to hear from someone, even if you just tell us how much value you've gotten from this, or if you have a question, please ask your question. And we really want to hear someone's voice. So I'll just be reading the chat, but please, at the moment I see your, okay. Oh, Mrs. Obafemi, please, over to you. You have the mic.
Okay, thanks, Alu. Thank you so much for the invite. So I was telling myself that I wish I had this kind of conversation when I first came. I've been in the UK for about 3 years now, and everything being said today really does resonate with me. And honestly, I think in the UK, one of the things that can set you apart from others, which I cannot reiterate enough,
Sorry, Onye, can you speak up a bit more, just so it's clearer?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, a lot better. Thank you.
Yes. So I was saying that I've been in the UK for like 3 years, and one of the things that stuck with me based on the conversations we've had today is the power of association.
Yeah.
And luckily for me, I learned that very early. And for any mileage I would have recorded so far has been because of association, even before coming. Who are you speaking with? So there are different kinds of people in the UK, and they will only advise you based on their experience.
Yes.
And they will advise you based on their mindset. So it doesn't matter. Someone can be here for 10 years and not make headway. That's the person's problem. Because I just see opportunities everywhere, as tough as it is. But sometimes you need people in your corner that are doing well, you can look up to, say, this person can do it. And when you're talking to the person, you see the advice is different. I mean, looking for a job, I was told, why are you, I was a banker, why are you aiming for this kind of job? You just have to enter somewhere. But I'm like, God, one of the things I want is that I really don't want to start from the beginning. First, I said I wanted distinction in my master's. It's not possible. I had a distinction because my mentor was telling me, oh yeah, the standard is distinction. So from day one, whether they are Indians, Chinese, whatever, you have to come out with a distinction. And then I didn't have it in Lagos because I had a lecturer that gave me stress. And so I had to prove to myself. And when I got it, I wrote to him because in the UK, and I was like, I got a distinction. And I'm in a school where my work, my value showed. I didn't need anybody's connection. Even getting a job, we're like, you can't. I said, what resonates with me? Okay, I saw business analyst seems to fit with what I've done in banking. And I didn't have money. Honestly, I didn't have money to do training. I went online, did training. Someone said, when you send your CV, because I'm sending CV, nobody's calling me. He said, this CV will not work. Jack of all trades, you've been here. If it's business analyst, tailor everything to business analyst. And honestly, just doing that was a game changer. And my first job in the UK was as a business analyst. What I was told was not possible, but it wasn't easy because for 3 weeks, I was munching everything I could on YouTube. I changed my CV, showed people my CV. Is this okay? Okay, this is this, put this, remove this. I will stand in the mirror, I'll say, I can do it. When everybody goes to work, my husband goes to work, my children go to school, I'll be in the mirror. I said, 9 o'clock, you are resuming work, start reading, practice the interviews. And honestly, God really did it for me. And I got a job as a business analyst. What people said is not possible, or because you just knew, or because you really don't have the UK experience. I had to create one for myself. So if we are living here, the most important thing is association. Who are you talking to? What's your dream? What's your vision? Because it's stressful here. Sometimes you can forget why you came here. But if you put that before you, and they call it law of attraction, and begin to seek for it and speak to people about it, even God would send those information your way, and you balance at the end of it. So thank you so much for this. It's really, 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 really apt and needed at this time. Well done.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And I think what you said speaks to mindset. Your mindset was you had a positive outlook. I was listening to something recently, and the lady was saying, if everyone you're speaking to is saying, I'm tired, this UK is like this UK is like that, before you know it, they say keep saying it and it becomes true. It just becomes like it's not easy in this UK. You start to see all the many challenges, but not the many opportunities that also exist. This is not to deny the reality, but it's just to have a more positive outlook. And I think it just sort of redirects how you make the most of what you have in front of you. So having that mindset against all odds really does make a difference. So, I mean, and it's congratulations on smashing it. And you put the work in. You put the work in as well. Amazing. So before I go back to our speakers for any last words from them, because I want us to finish at 1 p.m. Again, if you have any contribution, please just raise your hands. I think we can take one more sort of spoken question, but I'll be reading the chat as well. And Wando and he says, thanks a lot for your honesty regarding your personal journey, Dr. Adesolas. A lot of love for the speakers. Thank you so much. Please, who you associate with word. This resonates with me. Iron sharpens iron. And that's why we're here this morning. Okay, I've just seen Oluwaseyi's hand is up, so I'll pause. So Oluwaseyi, you have the mic.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Hallo, and the speakers, Dr. Adeshola and Mrs. Sophia. Yeah, just a question I want to ask Adeshola, if you can just help me. Let me start by thanking you for organizing this program. I just got you on LinkedIn last week, and it took me time before I could just I could log on. I have to send a message, and I was able to. I was happy when I was able to connect to this program. So, and I'm so happy. Just a quick question to Dr. Adeshola. Please, how can I overcome? I'm directing it to myself now because this is a personal experience and what had happened to me. I've been in the UK for the past 6 years with my husband, who relocated because he's a medical doctor. And I took my time to take care of the kids. And my header one is 10. I have 10 and 5. And the younger one he had a late speech and thereabout. But at a point, I tried so many things to just get myself back in work because I wasn't working when I was in Nigeria. But when I started teaching assistant job, I felt the joy that, yeah, I got what I love to do in the UK. Because I study mathematics, I have a degree in maths and master's also in maths. And I was really, really happy, and I was planning to do my PGC. But something happened along the way early this year that a boy said I had a contact with him in school. It was just, he wanted to touch me, and I tried to just a reflection. And it led to an issue that it got to DBS. So it affected everything about me personally, and I relocated the children, everybody. We just came back. It was, as I'm talking, I'm in Nigeria, and it's only my husband in the UK. So as God will have it, everything went well. DBS came back. They said, no, I'm not back. I can go back to work. So I plan to go back because we are British already. We have everything in the UK. So I just, I could not overcome the mental issue because we fought it, but we couldn't, everything went well, went like that. DBS have sent a message. So I just packed my children. I said, I'm going back to Nigeria, which brought me to Nigeria since May. And it's only my husband. And thus we have it September, the letter came back that I'm not back. I can go back to work. This is what I love to do. I love to teach maths. I love to show the world what I love to do. But how will I overcome this fear in me? Because my husband said, maybe when I come back, I can do my PGC. But I love to do this PGC, but I still have this fear in me that will it possible for me to teach again in secondary school? So I'm speaking from the depth of my heart. Anyone that can give me advice, I will be so happy. And even Dr. Hallo, I've been following for the past 1 week now, and I can see a lot of job you've done in secondary school and everything in the UK. I really appreciate your advice from the speaker. Thank you.
Wow, that's heavy. Let me start by saying I'm sorry that this happened to you. Also by saying that you are in a industry where there is high demand for your skills. So in that there's huge demand for mathematics teachers in the UK, huge demand for it, and the salary is really, really good as well. But I also can imagine that you are suffering through what psychologists would call PTSD, because you are afraid that this kind of thing will happen again. My two pieces of advice for you, if you can afford it, I'll suggest going for therapy to help you process those emotions. I have had my own share of that as well. But finally, you can do it. Nigerians typically are resilient people, and this is just a setback. I strongly believe you can do it. There's huge demand for your skills. You love what you do, and you are good at it. So I'll say, if you can, go for some therapy to help you process the emotions and get over the trauma. But finally, I'll say you can do it. You can do it. I think that's
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Amazing. And thank you, Luashe, for sharing your story. Thank you so much for being open about it. I'm sure many people can relate in some shape or form. And before I respond, I want to ask you, Coach Sonia has something to say.
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Alo. Luasho, thank you so much for sharing your story, and
Thank you so much.
um
Thank you so much, everyone.
you sharing your story is already, you've been allowing yourself to be vulnerable. That on its own is you trying to process your emotions. I'm a UK qualified teacher as well, and I've been for the past 14 years, and I actively taught for 8 years of it. So what you're saying kind of resonates with me, but I would say congratulations as well. Because according to neuro-linguistic programming, it said in every situation, there is always a positive reason for it. And your own positive reason is that you were cleared. And at the end of the day, like Dr. Desola said, you're going to be resilient out of this. But you identifying the fact, it was good for you to identify the fact that you needed a break and you removed yourself from that environment. So please don't take that as giving up. That is you showing that you are very, very self-aware and you know something is not right. You can't go back like that. As a result of my association with Dr. Alo, because I'm a counselor, I use person-centered counseling. I would offer you free 4 counseling sessions, 50 minutes each. Right? For us to process the emotions that you're going through, to get you to a place. I hope the 4 sessions will be able to get you to a place where you'll be able to understand why you feel the way you feel, and to be able to be honest with yourself to see that you can go back. It's just a temporary setback, right? So what doesn't break you make you. All your experiences is for a reason, but it's very, very important that you process these emotions that you are feeling, because I can sense fear from the way you're speaking and a bit of anger. So whatever it is that you're going through, it's very important that you process it. So get in touch with Dr. Alo to give you my contact. I'll give you the 4 sessions, 15 minutes each, and then we'll work it out around our schedule to see what you can do to get yourself back on track again.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr.
You see, this is why it is good to speak up. This is why it's good for us to have these conversations. Sometimes we have a culture of silence. We don't know that the same thing you're going through, somebody else has gone through it before. So I'm so glad you spoke. Coach Sonia, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We are very grateful. We appreciate you so much. Thank you. Thank you very much. And it's 1:04 now. Oh my goodness, what a time that we have had. I've been going through the chats, network, never forget your values. The participation in the chat room has been amazing. Please, before we end the call, please make sure you click on the link to join the group. It's been an amazing time. I'm just so grateful to God for this gathering. Literally, the publicity, I would say, really kicked off in 24 hours. And we've had in excess of 50 people on the call, more even registered. Amazing. To God be all the glory. Thank you so much, everyone who has shown up on this call. I see a lot of names from different walks of life and different times in my sort of time in the UK, and other the speakers as well who've invited people here as well. It's so amazing, from my secondary school, Queen's College, right to my church here in the UK. Thank you everyone for showing up, and my associates and guests from the speakers. Thank you so much, Bola. It's been an amazing time. We're going to put up the recording on YouTube, and we're going to share the link with everyone who registered for this event. Before we go, please can you join me in showing some love to our speakers? They've given value for free. Literally, this is what it's about with this community. Please give your emojis, give your hearts, give your claps. Like, let's just go ballistic in the chat room and just show them a lot of love. I mean, can you top that with 4 free counseling sessions? I had to hold it together because that actually got me emotional. Wow, 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 wow. Thank you so much, Dr. Desola. Thank you so much, Coach Sonia. Thank you for the counseling sessions for Luashe, for Iye, for Luashe that spoke, for all the questions, Imbe Wilson, everyone chatting, your active participation. We are grateful. Thank you to my friends Ibiene. I see you. Thank you so much, Coco. Thank you to my amazing team as well. It has been a wonderful, wonderful morning. Please do have a wonderful weekend. Compliments of the season to you. Merry Christmas. Remember what we said. Seize the opportunity of the Christmas holiday. Give your neighbors cards. Pop it in their letterbox. Just seize the most. This season is actually an opportunity to associate and to establish some connections. So please make the most of it. And we pray that you won't just be okay in the UK, but you will thrive in the UK. And it is my prayer that this meeting will be a reference point for you, for your thriving here in the UK. Thank you all so much. We appreciate you. Thank you again, Dr. Desola. Thank you, Coach Sonia. We are grateful.